2. What was the plot of 2 again?
Yeah, it's Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2 is my favorite. Yeah.
What was the plot of Bad Boys 2 again?
Bad Boys 2 was so Bad Boys 1 was the drug cartel.
Yeah.
I didn't know what drug cartel.
Where that white girl died and no. Where the black model died.
Yeah, the black model died and then they took.
And they had to Bad Boys 2. What happened in Bad Boys 2? Wait. Oh, the helicopter guy. Right at the end, the airplane scene where everything blows. Yeah, that's Bad Boys 2. Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, and then that's when obviously Will was with Martin Lawrence's sister.
Yeah. When it was Gabriel.
Because we were just as right.
It was the Gabriel Union. Yeah. Like right at the end, the bad guy's about to shoot Will, and then Martin Lawrence. Like you see the Bad Boys series.
Love it. Yeah.
It's in my heart, man.
Did you watch the latest
culture,
one?
Though.
For Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. Yeah.
Now it wasn't the best, but.
No,
I love Bad Boys so much. Have we started recording?
I don't think,
Oh my God, we started recording? Yeah. Talk about Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Do you know what it is? But you're basing on the expectations of the other.
No. I love all the Bad Boys, but like
Bad Boy 3.
But Bad Boy 3 does not stand anywhere close to Bad Boys 2 for me.
It doesn't stand close to
and I agree, but I guess you have to compare.
He's the dad. He is ultimately his son comes back. Don't play. No. It's so bloody overplayed.
The storyline in general was just trash.
I don't like that. That's what they try to give me as the plot twist. And everything that happened at the end. The only thing that was so sick about that whole thing is that they were trying to show that like obviously Will Smith's legacy. This character, I can't remember his name. Mike Lowry. Of course, I can remember be like Mike. That his legacy was so destructive that it came back to bite him. I like that they play around that, and I like the fact that. Like his genetic hue is such a bad man like him. It's like the only Mike Lowry is meant to be so bad. The only person that can face him has to be someone that's like him. Yeah. So I like that they play around with that. I don't like the whole making like Martin Lawrence's character be such a bitch in it. But like
they changed his character so bad. Because even in the first Bad Boys, remember they had like Martin Lawrence up against that tall brother. Remember when they tapped and he was like, you tall as hell. I will still fuck you up.
They probably had to play on his current appearance.
But the thing is, they do it in every Bad Boy though. Like they move him away further because he's the one that's always saying, "Let's stop this."
And for that reason, why you're saying is why I like the last Bad Boys, because it showed growth. Nigga, you are not 25 anymore. I don't expect a 50-year-old to be on the same smoke that you were 20. But obviously, because of the nature of Mike Lowry's character, that's why his growth made so much sense. Whilst with Thingies, they've been showing us how this guy was aging. And it was just like, once again, it just made so much sense.
I am in no position to bring this up, and I might actually edit this bit out, but you remember the episode where which is again almost, that episode gets downloaded and gets streamed like every week since we dropped it. It's called it's the one that's like, is there time to leave the streets? Is there a retirement age for the streets?
Clickbait at it again.
Flipping. I'm just bringing Matt Lowry into this situation here now. And the way they painted him in Bad Boys 3, right? There was that whole thing with that girl that he was working with that, Martin Lawrence's character kept saying, what was his name?
You can all remember Will Smith's character's name. I can't remember.
Whose name?
Martin Lawrence's character's name again.
Someone Google it.
Yeah, wow. You can all remember Matt Lowry. This is a mad disrespect.
I said Jeff.
Not Jeff.
I said Jeff. Bing. Jeff.
Fam, when you mention names, honestly, the right name will usually come. Don't act like you done it before, bro.
Gio, what? Remember that video, Until when that guy was like, before about giving head, and he was like, sometimes you just have to try it yourself. Do you know?
Oh yeah. I know. Like, it's hard to reference this. Don't even talk about it.
No. I was just on about our reaction.
The way it spun. Yeah. Do you know what you just did now? Do you remember last week when you said something and it sounded something like Jesus,
Marcus Burnett, but that was just so not what I expected it to be.
Yeah,
after
no wonder we didn't remember.
It's because his wife used to get angry and be like, Marcus. Yeah, but I've nearly forgot my point. This is so messy in my head. My whole point here is that Marcus kept telling Mike, like, settle down, and then they end up showing Mike to be this, this eccentric character that doesn't find like any. They even played around how there was like a whole new Mike Lowry in that little team, and Mike wasn't cool anymore. Yeah, like, he just couldn't get into clubs anymore. And
people have very good memories. How many times did you watch this movie?
More than once. I'm a big bad boy. Like,
the third one.
Yeah, I'm a massive.
I only watched the third one once.
No, I've watched the first two so many times.
Yeah,
I have that shit on flipping video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? First, when video still existed.
You know them, in fact, let me stop.
I'm a big Bad Boys fan.
Massive.
But yeah, like, is there, like, do you know what I mean? It's a funny one. And it's crazy that at the end, they didn't even give him a little happy ever after kind of thing. Like,
do they exist?
Oh, let's not bring this up for me. Let's not bring this up for me, because then I'll just turn to a whole depressing episode. I think I'm gonna cut what I just said that. Anyhow, yeah. So, Colour's weird thought of the day.
You have to now.
No, he doesn't. Leave that shit.
God, what's your weird thought of the day?
It's not even a weird thought. It was just a random one. So, today I got the bus from my house to the train station, and I witnessed a year 13 boy moving to a year 13 girl around like 8 something in the morning, and realized how ridiculous.
In the morning.
I know.
That one is, what do you call it? That one is.
Did you guys never do that?
In the morning?
I don't know about him.
Yeah, like
in the morning.
Bro, there's never. Bro,
that was commitment to the game.
There's never a wrong time, bro.
In the morning.
There's never a wrong time, bro. That's probably when you're
anyone that lived in Orpington, you know about the R9.
You know about Speak on it.
You know about the R9.
You know about the R9.
And this behavior is from year 10 times. It's not like it started that sick form.
Yeah.
Like, I watched this brother, like, say to himself that he's gonna talk to her, right? So he's right at the back of the bus. She's sat here, like, she sat right in front of him. I watch him think, I'm sat right next to him like this.
Psych himself up. I hear it.
Maybe I don't know. And then like the whole thing played, and I remembered, and I thought, how jobless, but how horny. Do you know what I mean? Like, early in the morning.
Them ages there, bro.
David, do you know what I was thinking about early that morning? I was thinking about how to better my life. But at 17, when the man should be facing his A-levels, knowing that that's when the hardest... Right now, I can still tell you the A-levels were, if the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, yeah? Instead of them to be thinking about how you're gonna ask, you know, they always say in A-levels that because you have to do 3 extra hours each day to sort of like cover your topics. That's what they used to say. Instead of to be thinking about how he's gonna add his 3 extra hours today, he saw this girl and you know what? Yeah, it wasn't even that like. And I even like the way he done it. He wasn't successful, by the way. It wasn't. Because
he did in the morning.
Well, how many times did we do? We used to. I used to go. I went, and I wish I could be here talking like I was successful. I used to stunt a lot. I wish I was one of the cool brothers in A-levels. No, I wasn't. But I used to go with like, this confident man. When I say confident, half and half. And they will just put it on you. And like, now it's your day. Like, you have to. Like, we're all going to, like, you have to. And if you didn't, then someone else would do it. After a while, it used to be very strange to me. Yeah. But like, after a while, I got used to it. But it's mad.
Very.
La ro kutu kutu. In
the morning,
trying to start their day right.
In the morning, did you even wish your mom good morning, man? Good morning, sir. But you want to go to psych.
But yeah, it was a mad flashback for me.
I used to strike out, man. No, you said that you used to stop there. I was out there striking out.
These times he's running late for first period.
Bro, I'm telling you.
They were therefore going to like the same school, so like.
That's the only thing.
Like, they know of each other.
No, that's the only thing that's worse, because
you couldn't do it during first break.
Have you ever had to do like tactical? Have you ever had to tactically move to a thing? So like, you know, the ones where like
never gonna see her again.
Back in the day, you might move the thing when she's leaving gym, just because you know that if you move to her and you catch her out, you might catch her again in the gym. So you gotta be mad. Like, you gotta be mad tactical about how you move to her, bro.
The boss ones, I remember when we're coming back. If you get the boss at the same time with the same person, or like you lot are coming back from school or whatever, like you kind of end up doing, everyone stops. So you kind of time it. This stop is the stop before I stop the master.
Two stops before.
2 stops before it start. And if it goes mad, it goes mad. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I can't remember what the man used to say. She's like, the word wasn't pattern then, because pattern came when I was in uni. There was a certain word that used to be like, it used to be like, it's your turn, bro.
Oh, swear.
So me, and if you remember me when I was like 17, 18, like right now, you lot listening to this, you'd be able to hear my accent, but I was much more newer to this country. Be like.
How did it?
Also, no.
Madam,
you're all being very stupid.
Madam, am I sorry? Wait,
please, honey, please.
My point was that. My point was that I wasn't as confident talking to things because I was also conscious of the difference of my. But I wish it was just that. I just didn't have the. I just did not have the. I used to drive me. How did they do it? They all just like. But again, they'd been doing it since like year 10, just talking to randoms on the.
It just comes in phases, though, innit?
So when did you realize you got the source? Because that's what we're speaking about.
I'll be very honest with you. I never really doubted that I had the source because at the same time I used to move. I'd been moving things. I just couldn't move things on the bus the way they used to do.
You know that video? That guy says. The sauce lasts forever. The juice comes. What is it? He said the juice comes go. Yeah, the juice comes go.
Sauce.
But the sauce.
Like before sick from bed, like we've been going. Like I've been, but it was just that bus scenario of like now your turn. Like be able to be. I didn't have it up to there, and the bus thing used to be they used to do the one like where you have to move to things randomly on the street. That's my point for today. That's okay. Yeah. This is what I was actually really getting at.
These are actually the maddest times. I'm having bare flashbacks.
This is what I was getting at. Imagine me as the age that I am right now, going to work, moving on the train, like, and again there might be people that do it, but honestly, like, it just feels so jobless to me.
It's so funny
it's
though.
Very mad.
No, it's so funny when you deep it now because that's so acceptable in uniform.
Because when you're older, you don't.
Yeah,
you're actually jobless.
Imagine like you're both on your way back from your commute. You both just jumped off the train. I know that when I'm on my way back from work. All I want to do is go home.
If you talk to me,
God forbid somebody decides to go and talk to me.
Well, my headphones is even in.
Oh, on my life.
So I even have to pause. Then that means I have to rewind the song because you've now paused.
I wish I was approachable on my commute.
You've come to ask me
rubbish and nonsense. Oh my God!
Excuse me. Don't excuse me.
And the thing is, you see if somebody comes to talk to me that day, half the time I try to stop my music so I lip read what they're saying. You see if I make the judgment that it's not relevant. Oh, bro, sorry man. I'm telling you, I got bare music and I'm just lip reading. You're not offering me money.
Man say lip reads because can't be asked to pause. That's hilarious.
When do you realize you have the source?
I think source came in stages.
Sure.
Did not source not come in stages for everyone else?
Definitely for me.
Source came in stages, bro.
Yeah, right.
So like,
but only that. Not many stages for me though.
Yeah, he said it's been there.
Yeah.
He said it's been there.
I can testify to this. He been having the source.
Probably. Obviously, sources has been there. Please let's not get
eternal, bro.
But when
is this what every man's saying? Is this what we're doing?
No, sources has been there.
Connor's saying not everybody can.
Sources has been there because there's certain sports that we can speak. In fact,
I just want to take the piss, and plus, like, even me, I'm questioning me saying that the source has always been there. Yeah. I'm gonna be real for all the niggas that are young. And they don't feel like the source. It's nah. For me, it wasn't always there. I'm gonna lie to you.
Listen, you have to believe your source is there.
I had some confidence, and that's just about it. Yeah, the confidence and the source, different things.
True.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
Source, I'll say second stage because first stage I don't actually know when it first. Second stage probably came like first year of uni.
Okay.
That's the trenches, isn't it? So like, you proper have to then
sink or swim.
No, it's sink or swim, isn't it?
It's actually sink or swim. Because these times you're learning like you're really proper learning about. There's actually levels to it. Like you finish your uni motive, you'll see them people. In fact,
and there's bare man outside.
There's bare man outside. There's man outside that have been in that uni for. And there's man outside that are in fact
veterans.
Yeah. The man outside that went to go and hire C-class coupe to come to the motive. The man outside
that's not source though.
That's not source. But you realize that there's a game to the game.
Yeah, that's method. Yeah. It's not source. That's
not good method. Don't do it.
What did Fingy call it the other day? He called it something crawling.
You?
Don't worry.
What do you call it?
It's called. I think it's called the whip crawling or something like.
Whip crawling will make sense, but whip crawling is cringy, bro.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think that's the whole thing, though, isn't it?
And especially when, in fact, let me stop.
Stop. Speak on it, my boy.
when you speed away, okay, so first it's automatic, but you're speeding away. Try to do that in a man, you'll probably blow the engine because you don't know the fuck you're doing, but that's fine. Second stage of stores probably came just as I touched masters or something. Like when you graduate and you realize, this is the real world.
That's a good point.
It's the real world. You really have to adapt. So
my confidence dipped after I graduated. I wasn't feeling like anything so that period where I was looking for a job. Oh my god.
Because that's when you face real rejection. When you're looking for a job.
That's when
you think girls tell you can't have my snap is rejection. No, young brothers.
Especially when unfortunately on this occasion, we regret to inform you. Don't regret it. Give me the job then. I don't understand.
Because
you see when you're looking at your phone and you can just see. You don't even have to open the full thing. You just see. Fuck.
Not again. Not again.
Wait, you know the worst. No. You know the jobs are the worst. The ones where they start with thank you for your.
You the one you're reading. You see the preview come up. It says thank you for. It's okay.
My God.
Don't worry. Just
delete it. Quick.
Delete it. Thank you for your application. On this occasion, however, no. Do you know the thing that pisses me off? On this occasion, the applicants were extremely strong this year.
Am I not strong?
Why are you telling me? The application was extremely strong this year. Please, we wish you every luck on your endeavor.
Oh, well, no, you don't. You would have hired me.
Fuck you. That's work source we're talking about. It's different.
I feel like you lot got a lot.
So much as now it's therapeutic still.
Yeah, I need to get that.
I need to get that.
I need to say that shit.
Listen, if some companies are listening, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Like, I remember after I graduated, I had like that pump of like, I've graduated. And then the I'm trying to see if I moved any new. Jesus! Oh, I definitely did.
If you what?
After you graduated?
Because I want to see if my source actually dipped after I graduated. Yeah. Even in that joblessness, it didn't. If I had that broke nigga sauce, you know.
It doesn't dip. You just have to adapt.
I just said it. You know the broke nigga sauce is the like. You know them niggas that's not what I was doing in it. But you know there's niggas that won't have anything in their life.
Yeah.
But they have enough time to be getting bitches.
No job. No job.
Obviously,
them I got the potential ass niggas.
Bro said Lawrence from season 1 of Figgy.
You made that trim last 3 months.
Just selling potential with discounted prices.
Just selling potential.
Discounted prices. And you know, the worst thing about that period is that when we were in uni, we had a lot of time. So
time is one thing that you did. Like,
you have so much time. So you've practiced just being jobless, having times, and directed it to things.
Time and accessibility, especially first year. You live in the com. In fact,
do you know one of the funny things I just remembered now? About obviously that movie girls. I remember when I was listening to Joel's project, Real Soulful podcast. Ben was even on this pod, and they were with these two other brothers. I've forgotten their name, and they were like, "Imagine if women were the ones choosing. Certain men are not getting chosen." When the man who said this, I was creasing.
But do you guys wait? But I believe that is women that choose anyways.
I was gonna say,
you think so?
Because man will move. Well, man will move.
But women eventually choose. But obviously, like.
There'll be some brothers left on the show.
Do you get it?
Like you could show anything
like that. I'm not even saying about it. I'm getting chased, innit? I'm just saying when the man them said this on the pod, it made me think long and hard. I said shit. Really? I said shit.
Do I got it?
I said shit. We might have the easier one. We might have the easier. Nose. Bruv, hey, have you ever been the last pick for football for 5-a-side?
Him! You're picking him over me!
You're so dumb. You're so dumb.
So imagine that. Oh my God. You're picking him. Long.
Facts.
Shit. Colours deep in there.
I'm even thinking about how I dealt with rejection growing up when I didn't think of think of how much when I didn't have as much confidence. Like you know that age around like my A-level years, they were probably my most insecure years. Like, and
I think that goes around though.
Yeah, so that's what you know. 17 to 19, yeah, is massively.
I think that's where puberty really like.
It smacks you.
It smacks you.
It smacks you. Yeah. So I'm remembering how because I remember one of them days is like, oh, your turn, bro. So I had to move this thing on the bus.
You see this short turn, yeah. This short turn is fucking not Avengers. What's like Hunger Games? Sorry, go on.
What was mad, is that this girl used to get on this bus, yeah, and she used to look like she'd given. This is the easiest that it's going to be for me, right? I don't know why. Well, like, I know why I didn't have the confidence. It's plain and simple. But I therefore got to her, yeah, and I stuttered. I was too honest then to answer this because I came back to the man them and told the man them that I stuttered, and the way they died. And I didn't stutter. No. It's stutter. I start my first sentences.
No, when you say stutter, was it like a...
Wait, what was it? My name is...
So, Dave, I don't know if you remember. So the first line used to be back then, is because you don't know who could even be young. So the first two lines used to be like, how old can I ask your name? And how old are you? So it was like, Kaka.
Stop, man.
How's your name?
And the worst again, this is the worst thing about all of this here. Like I genuinely have experience of. I don't know what it was. So I don't know why. I'm gonna think about this today and then end up remembering what it was that I had the issue with. Or maybe I think I might have had performance anxiety in the sense that. Because now the man them are looking.
Oh, no, that's a good point. Though.
It puts the extra pressure because every other time that I would have had to move things because I wanted to move them. Yeah. So I think where the
man has just gone, yeah, you're up type of thing.
This is basically you can park every time. There's this spot that you do the parking in every time. The day that is free of the man them with all their whips there is the day that you're going to embarrass yourself. And they're never going to let you live it down. But ever. But like it's literally that.
And this happened.
Yeah. So anyhow, like, and as I said, this girl like was someone that like I think even everyone else I've noticed that like whenever we get on to this stop and we get on, she usually looks at me. Do you know what I mean? So they even spoon fed me or whatever.
Everyone's like it's there for you type of thing.
After all the I should have got her name. Like we had a few, but like where whoever she thought I was not who I was since I'm coming to do kakaka. So after I like kind of felt it a little bit, I was like, I'm not gonna ask for anything in it. But I did enough to sort of because the worst thing used to be is that if the man them say you should go and you come back immediately, then obviously mission failed. Like.
And back in the day, sometimes you could take a mad though. Like some girls you could walk up to and just be like, "You're right." She'd be like, "Yeah." She keeps walking. like
sometimes you don't get response, my bro.
Sometimes you
the man them used to take L's and come and lie.
Yeah.
Just long the conversation.
Yeah. Just
what did you just say? The man used to take L's to do it
and lie and come back.
And lie.
Yeah, because sometimes you can strike out.
Yeah. This man used to get like 7 no's, like as in like continuous no's, like what's your name, what's your age, but they'll keep walking with the thing. So that was the trick.
Oh yeah.
So by the time you get to know number 10, you'll be like, I wish that's what the man was saying. We all know at year 10, year 11, year 12, they're saying all the things that we're not going to repeat on here, and then they're going to turn around and be like, oh yeah. Make up a story for you. Yeah. And you always know when you see her again, be like, oh, that's the thing they. They'll just make up a story like.
Like her replies was dead still.
Listen, there's nothing new in this game, please.
It's recycled.
Yo.
Oh shit, man.
If old colors could just go back to young color and just tell him that the key, is to number 1. Be yourself, but at the age of 17, 18, 19, I can come back again and tell you that I did not know who the hell I was. Like there was somebody that there's an identity there, but like even you and me in that time, I was so insecure that I didn't know who that was. I was probably trying so hard to be someone else, especially because I didn't know who that was. That's number 1. And number 2 is the like.
Spitting with that for actually.
Is that confidence? Yeah. If you don't have it, if you fake it enough, you actually grow it. Does that make sense? It's just putting yourself like, do you know what I mean? Like, but it's interesting though. It's interesting.
That thing of putting yourself in uncomfortable situations is so hard to understand when you're young though.
To get your head around
it. Because it's just so easy to shy away from it.
Yeah, because why would you want to do that to yourself?
Yeah,
that's the thing. You don't see the benefit when you're...
Because at those ages, I think, it's so easy to not grow. And I'm saying that, and it sounds mad negative, but it's not meant to. But at 16 to 19, it's so easy just to be comfortable. Like
to stay in your
bubble,
to stay in what you know.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just so easy. So I think that's a good point that you're making about like not even really knowing yourself, because it's only until you get a bit more uncomfortable that you can suddenly realize, you know what, this is a bit of me. Do you know what I'm saying? But even that knowing yourself, even if you. Because I'll say to some degree, I'll say everyone that age knows himself to a degree. It might not be but even that changes as you grow up. So obviously I didn't know myself fully at that age, but what I did know, if you ask me about that shit now, I'll be like, no, I don't like that. I don't fuck with that. So what's the advice? We're basically giving advice at this point.
No, not really. I'm just speaking on my experience. Really, like I'm not.
I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because like even like me, I say this to man often. I don't think and I think this is something that we can all agree with. The idea that you're a man or adult at 18 is one of the biggest lies that they'll sell to you in this world. Isn't it? I don't think I really even thought of myself as an adult. I acknowledged myself as a man until I was 20 years old.
Yo, even at this age.
Do you get what I'm saying? even at this age, honestly,
because when you're asking, yo, at this age, no, because
don't kill me.
No,
the other day, I was drinking a Capri Sun. And my dad.
There's a cooler worth of fruit shoot in the freezer.
I was drinking Capri Sun, and my young cousin, he's 6 years old, and my dad said, you're drinking baby's drink. I was like, no, it's Capri Sun. He was like,
At your age, at your stature,
you were probably holding that shit thinking, damn.
you do them things where you squeeze it as well.
Excuse me. I went, damn. Oh shit.
Oh.
No, flipping. I was gonna say that, I forgot now. But, oh no, sorry, I just remembered saying just to finish my thought. What I was gonna say is so the irony of it is I don't think I really even thought myself as an adult man like properly when I was 20 years old, and that only came about because I was facing the prospect of graduation, and I deeped that in a couple months' time, like your whole world's gonna change. Then I think I reached about 22 when I was working full time, and that's when I had another shift. Do you know what I'm saying? And then that's when I'll probably say I'm the Dave that I am today formed. Not that it wasn't always there, but like it was solidified. Like I really understood a bit more about myself, type of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? There was more of a consistency in my character, type of thing, that I was able to
be aware of.
Be aware of. Whilst I think at all those stages in between, you kind of float 16 to 19. There obviously naturally there's certainly some things that are consistent. That's like your interests and like what, but you know what I'm saying. But there's certainly a lot of things that you're less conscious about between those ages. Or I found for myself personally, just in case anyone listening disagrees, but like I found for myself personally that I didn't really. I just thought, whatever. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And then suddenly you reach a certain age and there's a lot more things that you just think. This needs to be consistent. This needs to be a representation of how I am.
There's a certain responsibility that you take over yourself. That kind of determines your. I was going to ask you, what you heard this thing, So my sister would tell me, in my head I'm still 20-something, 22, 20. Have you guys reached that age yet? Like
mentally, I'm a 15-year-old. I am just 26, but. Mentally, okay, that's obviously that's exaggerating, but like you get to a certain age where what it feels like is that the years are piling on, but when your character has already been formed to a certain, now it's just experiencing like sort of reacting to it differently and sort of learning as you go around. But like, and that's why people can sort of enjoy certain things at a certain age and some people can't. Some people mentally in their head, they've attached like that this age, this is what it's meant to be, and this certain kind of seriousness. Like, I actually live for the people in their 30s that are living their lives. Especially because some people think you hit 30 and then you're just meant to have this sort of rigid, solidified kind of way of living and you can't explore life anymore and there's nothing. And what I feel that always gives space to is like, that stunts growth. Like, who said you hit 30? And
30 is so young.
Even if 30 was old, I don't even think there should be any age where it's like, now you're old. So it means that you're not allowed to. Like, why did we put that on life? Like, that's
say that again.
So like, you know, when you put something on a certain age that like,
that is,
you've got it to this age now, so these are all the constraints that come around this age. Who said that?
Okay. One of the most interesting things I came across today, and I wouldn't have brought this up, but the fact that you said this just struck out in my head. One of my patients that I was with today, he was like to me, how he exercises regularly and he wishes that there was a pull-up bar in the hospital gym, and we were like we can't get a pull-up bar in the hospital gym. And he was like, and I was like, I wouldn't even think, I was like to him, I wouldn't even think you'd want to use a pull-up bar. And he was like, why not? I'm only 81. I said, really? Like, I wish I was lying. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that comment. That's a plot twist.
Exactly.
I expected the older age. Where's the 81?
But that's my point though, because it's the fact of that. Like, and obviously his one is like, it's clear that he takes that aspect of his life very, very serious. But it's just to back up the point about the fact of that, who says that we reach a certain age and certain things are not exclusive to us anymore. This guy said I'm only 81. Like, average life expectancy.
It was like he's past it. He's past it.
Like, I was
around 70. Oh, I don't know. I
can't remember. But do you know what I'm saying? He's either past it or he's very much in there approaching it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? He's the idea that 81-year-old is attempting pull-ups is far from the conventional. Do you know what I'm saying, innit? And his view on it was just like, yo, like, I'm just starting, like, don't limit me. And I wish I was lying, because me and my educator, we looked at each other, I was like, yo, like,
good on you, man.
Big up you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It obviously, just as a disclaimer, that's quite obvious in the content of this conversation. This does not say, the meaning of this is not that as you grow, keep doing stupid, immature things. Those are not the connotations that we're trying to take out of this. The whole idea is that obviously, like, I feel as though I would want the limits to not exist. Whatever limits they put around. Do you know what I mean? People, even if as people draw to 30, people be like, oh, like now, I even play around the idea that I'm on the other side of 20. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm closer to 30 than but what does that mean? What does that mean? But just to answer your question, my mental age, really and truly, is probably 21, 22. It's so bad. But it is.
I would say mine's 19 still. No, just because I think at uni, them times were the best years. Like,
so good,
that 19 year, it was like, you know, when you reach the optimum something. There's an optimum something. Yeah.
I don't think my mental age being 22 is something I should be proud of, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When you say mental age, what do you mean?
I thought that was the answer to your question.
No, but I mean, like,
or how old do I feel?
Yeah, like because when you say mental age, in my head, I'm thinking you mean intelligence, maturity. Okay, yeah, but because I'm childish too.
Of course, there's a mature side to me. Does that make sense? There is a very, very mature and has to be responsible side to me that I didn't even get a chance not to be.
Bills are coming out of your account, bro.
On a regular basis. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking about better, like, but do you know what I mean? There's like stuff that I've been like for time. Doesn't still mean I'm not stupid. So
the better question is, how old do you feel? Do you still feel? And I still feel 19, bro. Like, if I probably feel. Yeah, I feel 19, but I feel better than 19, if that makes any sense. Mentally, physically, I feel better than I was when I was 19. But that 19 period,
good times.
Weird thing that I was going to say quickly before we jumped off the confidence question, and I tried not to say it, but it's just in my ear. I just wanted to say, you know them times when we were in sixth form and it seemed like if there were certain people that had a certain level of confidence and they believed in themselves. If you're younger than us and you're around that age right now, you're listening to us, they're faking it. It's not real. They're all acting, they're all faking it. At the end of sixth form, going to uni, you're going to see that it was all acting. It's a survival method. You can choose to take it, because if you keep putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, your confidence is going to grow too. But I just want to let you know that it's a lie. They are faking it.
What I'll say is uni is good for one thing. Uni is very good for
character development.
When I was in uni, I realized that the amount of people that came to uni and decided to reinvent themselves. and in my head, when I said the craze, uni was really some years. I can't lie to you. And when I say the craziest thing, I'll be like, no, but I know your mom. And you're a drummer in church. As in, like, let's all behave ourselves. So when you're saying they're faking it, they really are faking it. But yeah.
Do you know what's funny about that, actually? Because I'm so conflicted about what you just said now, Gio. Only because I have the exact same thought process as you. Some of these niggas come to uni, yeah. And boy, I knew your lens. So it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the other thing that I thought about was the fact that
is this Is this Tariq? So go on.
Tariq, you're dumb. But the other thing that I thought about and why I had conflictions with it, yeah, I think I was listening to Half-Cast podcast, which is what stimulated this thought process of mine. Can't quite remember.
It's now rebranded as HC, apparently.
HC, yeah, Abio, yeah. That was marketing at its finest. Like, me and Jill were speaking about that.
Yeah, like that Spotify bag is coming, or Apple Music. Do Apple Music is different. It adds a little, but yeah. Good on you, man.
But big up them, man. Goat. But the point I was trying to make is, yeah, you know how, and we often say it, the person that you are now could actually be very different to the person that you were a year ago. So the idea that you're not allowed to reinvent yourself at uni is almost like a clash because for example, the person I was 2021 was a couple months ago. I come the whole idea of that's a new year, new me. Like it stems from somewhere. The whole point that I'm trying to make is that at any point and stage in your life, you're at such different places, and the way that you view things can actually drastically change between a few days. So don't get twisted. I agree with you. What I'm saying is, I'm actually on both sides of the coin.
But for me, I make a distinction. English professor. Distinction. I make it.
He's there for the English professor. I don't know.
I make a distinction between the type. So like when I'm talking about like people, they finish A levels, they come off ends and they go to uni. I'm talking about them trying to fundamentally change their characteristics. And when I mean characteristics, I mean their actual. Good shit, you're giving a lie.
You made Collar choke, bro.
They literally.
Oh man!
What's this?
God, my God! Oh, it's not this. It's the swinging swords again.
Yo. Wait, we were actually off air. We were actually off air last time. Stop it.
It was shaky.
Sorry. What did I say?
This nigga made me what?
No. What was I saying?
Wait, pause.
People are starting shaky.
No one heard that.
I never would expected it.
Shaky.
What did I say?
Now I don't want to drink. I'm never drinking water on the pod anymore.
My nigga be drinking water.
He made Collar what?
You're mad.
What are you trying to get?
All of you are mad.
Wait, Collar what?
You know it's over. It's actually over because this is what happened last time. It's actually over.
But that's done, bro.
I think I've not been X-rated on the pod for a while, and that was the entry. But I'm just stopping myself.
That's what we said last time. Sorry. What did I say?
What actually were you?
What did I say?
Last thing he said was characteristics, and I just found that so funny.
They fundamentally try and change the characteristics in it. So like, you were raised in a.
Oh, Jill, stop. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. Go on, continue. But the way you were saying that,
you were raised in a loving home. Your mother is a lady pastor. your brothers are newly appointed deacon. Like, obviously this is me like using religion and church as but like
not extremist, sorry.
Yeah, but you weren't raised in an environment to conduce any
the behavior that you've chosen.
Yeah, the behavior that you're now choosing to display. That's based fundamentally on a set of circumstances and characteristics. This isn't you, bro. Like, it's actually just not you. And the difference is when people say they're trying to reinvent themselves, that's all fine, but fundamentally you're still the person that you were. So like, I'm not saying that people can't change you, but when you so 2021, I was a nice guy, smiled a lot, trying to spread joy as much as possible. That's still me. But 2022, I may decide to, I don't know, do something else, but that doesn't change the fundamental nice guy, smile, try to spread joy.
Coming to the pod to warn people.
One in there,
bro,
like, Gee, like, it's not the same.
What did I do?
There's a consistency. Whoa.
I'm gonna do the intro.
Yeah, I was just about to say, right?
We should have broken this last week's record.
Let's go. Yeah. You're now locked into the Unfiltered podcast, a podcast where we talk about life, relationships, and dilemmas. On the pod today, we've got
David,
and then we've got
Gio,
and then we got Colin in the building.
What's up?
Give me lit.
How's everyone's day? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button.
Hey, litty.
No, share. Okay, not joking.
So, two things I want to say. The first thing I was going to say is I'm wearing my boy's clothing brand. Grind last on later.
Ooh.
Big up his thing.
Yeah.
If you like a very sick black-owned brand, go check him out. Second thing I was going to say.
Oh, can you please say where they can find on social media, please?
Oh, yeah, you can find on, I think they're only on Instagram, actually. I think they're only on Instagram, GNSL_. I can't remember the exact.
David is the worst to ask for Insta.
Yeah, if you ask
like, honest, every time we're asking for Insta on this.
I support the thing in it.
They got my money, like.
It's like Chateau. GNSL. SHATEAU.GNSL. Sick brand.
Yeah, you're looking good, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That's a nice show you got on, bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Second thing I was going to say, and this is a random thought that I was having in the shower, yeah. As you do.
Shower time's actually the best time.
What I'm telling you, fam. I want to verbalize this exactly how I thought about it when I was thinking it. Don't you find how interesting in life, yeah, how judgment on you is a lot harder based off of your reaction to things? I mean this to say, like, people could do the maddest and worst violation to you, and the advice that you might get is that you need to take control of that situation, almost absolving the other individual of all accountability, in the sense of that your reaction is what is the determining factor here, not the factor. And obviously, I get the angle, but I just find it so ironic and funny that your reaction to things is like, it's
based on an expectation that's on you.
Yeah. Irregardless of what might have been done towards you. Yeah, and I was just thinking about it, and I just thought it's so mad, like, and obviously, like, context applies in whatever situation you might be talking about. But for example, I don't know, somebody might do something that might make you to be in quite an emotional state. What's a not too extreme example? What's a fairly calm, moderate example of something that might make you man emotional? Anything, just.
Someone's dog died. I don't know.
No, I'm saying like some violation. Yeah, like a violation type of thing.
If my friend banked fraud on me,
cool. Yeah, that's a good. Cool. Yeah. Exactly.
No,
that's that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So if you found out that your friend banked fraud on you, you might naturally rant about it, be upset about it, feel the type of way.
Swing.
No. We know swings, but I was trying to be political on the pod. But my point is, yeah, the irony of it is, you could speak to somebody and they'll tell you, and you might, be expressing your feelings, and you might get advice that you need to calm down, you need to take control of this situation, you need to do this, that, and they have made a judgment on you based on how they expect you to be, dismissing
another person's action,
dismissing another person's actions, and. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously not entirely, but you get what I'm saying? Like, they make a judgment on but how you should react.
This is cool because they know that this isn't you, quote unquote.
And I was thinking about it, and I found it so interesting in it, and I just thought, like, and obviously, like, I'm guilty of this myself, naturally, innit? So I don't want any, like, I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to make it sound like I am by any means, innit? I was just thinking about it, and I just thought it's so interesting, like, how you can. You know what I'm saying? We can make it that I could. Sorry, Kola, I'll let you go now. I could have been talking about man. Let's say you came to me and Kola, you said someone banged fraud on you, and let's say you only had a low margin, but let's say you only had £100 in your account. Somebody's gone and taken out £230 from your account. You're now in overdraft. Only God knows you have bills that are coming out to pay X, Y, Z, and you're coming to me and you're ranting and you're upset and you're hurt, saying, "Yo, Dave, and I sit here and I think, yo, Colin, you're moist, bro. Pattern up. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know how
let me make you laugh.
Like, do you know how mad of a thing
that is?
Let me
make you laugh.
Oh, God.
Do you remember when I went to go and give my money to some donut for a phone, and they basically took my money away, and your Michael laughed at me so much.
He said,
Colin said, this you?
He said,
You know what's funny? I can't remember this. I can't remember.
You don't finish me.
I'm so bad.
Boy, it was my fault.
I swear.
Because I gave him my money and I didn't collect the phone. And I don't know him from anywhere. Like, he just was recommended off of somebody. Yeah. And I trusted the person.
Crazy.
And that person, no one could find him.
Young and naive.
My money just went. I wish I was young. I wasn't young and naive. That's why they violated me. I was old enough to know way better. Nobody else except for two of them know this story. Yeah. Because I couldn't take myself to go and tell anybody.
Hypothetically, let me use hypothetical. Hypothetically, that person that recommended should hold the bank. No, as in, they should, like, damage should be done.
See, that was a younger.
Okay.
And I had to just allow him. But obviously he doesn't have a power over the older person.
No. Because
I'm the mug here.
No. You're not. That's true. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that.
Neither am I.
But that boy, you cannot tell me that you didn't know that
he was capable.
What my man was capable of. But yeah, you use that your mouth to come and tell me.
There's more than one of us that's a mug here. I want to go back to what Dave's thing is.
What was you even going to say about your thing here? That's why I hate the term. Be the bigger person. Well, if you know me, you know I despise. Despise is a very strong word. I don't like when other people try to tell others how to react to a certain situation. You can't tell me how to react to something that's been done to me because you're not me. If you have chosen to react differently, that's fine, but that's you. That's not that's personally not me. So having it's never happened to me before. I can't lie to you, or maybe it probably has, but maybe not in such an obvious like, you're moving moist, etc. But if it happens, well, I'm not gonna say if it happens to you. If that type of situation occurs, just ignore that person. If you feel like a bang is due to the person that's wronged you, I'm not promoting violence, but that person, they can't tell you can't do it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, read into what sort of guards around what reaction is appropriate in different situations.
That's true.
Like what. Usually it'd be like your limit, how far you go in terms of retaliation. The other things is sort of like the boundaries of morality, because there's certain things that people have killed for that if they told you, you probably wouldn't kill for. Not that you're a killer anyways, but there's smaller things that people have killed for.
So
my point is that where's the boundaries and like
what's the terminal effect?
Because then I feel like that would sort of like then maybe give a qualification to what somebody says they're trying to expect of you, despite how particular that violation is to you. No one's ever gonna know how you feel. Like we're on the same side. We're not, please.
Gio, no, let's start. No, it's been a while.
Gio, it was only last week. Honestly.
Gio, we pod weekly.
Yeah. Because you shot me down last week. It's been a while.
No, I didn't.
Kola, it's been a... Okay,
Gio, I've had a good day. I can't be asked for chicken and egg today, especially where we're actually on the same side for once. I'm going to say a few words and you're going to find something. But But my point is that like where that kind of qualifies, the bounds of what might be your acceptable reaction or what someone should expect. Do you know what I mean? What's the bounds? What's doing too much? What's overdoing it? Yeah. Because the crazy thing is, no matter what happens, I can never tell how deep that particular thing, how deep it is to you. No matter. So I'm just coming off of, first of all, my expectation of who you are, which might just be who says I should have the expectation of you, number one. And number two, it could be coming from how deep I take that thing. That's why some people don't like it when you say to them it's not that deep, because you do not know how deep that is to them. So my final thing, landing and stuff, is that, do you know what I mean? Like, where is it? Because at the end of the day, some situations, if you just judge that an extra reaction here is not going to help you. Let me not say help anybody. It's not going to help you. It's probably going to be more damage to you. You're less likely to like react as much. You're just going to be like, okay. Do you know what I mean? However, if it's a situation whereby no matter how much you react, you're going to get your fill of, you know, you expressing how you feel, and you get retaliation, and no one's going to do anything about it. So what, do you know what I mean? What's the bounds? Do you know what I mean?
Is it, okay, because when you ask that question, yeah, what's the determining factor of what an appropriate reaction should be? People would argue society or societal standards.
I was about to go into this.
But then...
Well, we're thinking the same thing.
But then if you kind of like analyze that further, societal standards is determined by individual opinions. Choices, yeah. So really and truly, because we've all basically said no one can dictate to you how you should react in a specific situation because they aren't you. But if we're thinking it in the broader sense, really and truly, that's what the fuck we all do. Like even in relation to law, like in law you get all the time. Like there's certain crimes that can be committed against you that your reaction is justified. So you may escape punishment altogether, or you may like examples. I'm gonna give you an example. Example. Okay, for example, if someone's broken into your house, it's not an appropriate reaction for you to kill them. In this country, it's not an appropriate reaction for you to kill them.
People have done it and got away with it though.
They must have used something, but because obviously there'll be loopholes to the. But on the basis, if someone has plain and simple, if you read it, someone's broken into your house and you killed them because of it,
it's manslaughter.
It will be murder, manslaughter, whatever, but you'll be guilty or something. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? But then what we're speaking about is, okay, being silly. What we're speaking about is if a judge now told you that was an inappropriate reaction, how can I now tell him, how the fuck can you tell that to me when you're not in my position?
Yeah. And that's the mad thing about it. The other random thought that, this is still all linked into it, yeah. But it's just that I remember there was another thought that I had when I was thinking about all this in it, yeah. And this is slightly, not attacking the other side, but it made me think about, basically what I'm trying to say is, yeah, the other time that I realised that our reactions are very important as men is that women often use man up as the thing to judge your reaction. And man up is so ironic because men often, in fact, let me not say women often
we say it lots ourselves as well, yeah.
But at least that one's a bit more impact.
Yeah, obviously, the impact of words are so funny depending on who it's coming from. Minute, like it's just. Me and Colin were talking about earlier incident outside, and we were just like how different words come from if you're white or black, how it comes depending on how it comes from individual. Like just the effects of it. Not like we can both say things in the exact same way and the exact same manner, but if I'm white and you're black, it just can mean completely different things. And it's the exact same thing with gender, ironically, innit? So that's what I was thinking. Like that judgment of your reactions. I also find it very interesting. How like if a woman uses it just like that man up, like your reaction is not manly enough, it's also just such an interesting one because then it's just like at no point when you were reacting did you ever deem yourself less of a man. Yet somehow it's been perceived that this is not manly behaviour, which I just thought was just another interesting little puzzle that I put in my head. I was like,
okay, so to let's say to branch off from that, we've all understood it that a determination of your reaction to something that's been done to you, or a determination of your reaction to anything, is dictated by societal norms. I would say, I guess then it branches into different things because if I reacted to something and a woman has told me, I always believe to a degree, I always believe a woman can't tell a man how to be a man. That's just because like you're not a man.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's exceptions or loopholes to the rules, but that's a general thing.
Yeah.
However, if a man said that to me, and especially a man that I know said that to me, I will swallow it. and I'll perceive it as, okay, you said that to me. I may react in this way. I'm gonna like your response, but you said that to me. I will take it and mean it as something. So the societal standards dictating to how people can react. There has to be sub clauses or subdivisions to the overarching. I'm not sure. You're making sense. To the overarching sign. That was basically it.
If just on what you said about it being based on norms, evidently one of the main things is that we're not generally encouraged to. There's no one's saying we're not allowed to, but we're not encouraged to be as expressive. So sometimes our expression expression of how we really feel can then be attributed to be like a feminine trait, which could then bring up, the phrase that you've just said there, which is what I was going back to before when I was saying, because no one can ever know how that thing is deep to you, because it's so particularly to just you. And feelings, it's weird, like we can qualify feelings, but we can never qualify the depth of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can actually truly never know how you feel. I have never been you.
So with that thought process, is it never acceptable for anyone to
Yes and no.
That's the point I was making.
Yes and no. Only because, and it's gonna sound mad, and not that I agree with this thought process, but because it contradicts everything Colour's saying, and I agree with what Colour's saying, but it's like the same thing could have happened to both of us, and I could deem that your reaction is not manly because what happened to you happened to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not you.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I say yes and no.
It's a weird one.
It's such a weird one.
It's very, very relative in the way that it can qualify it, and we don't have the complete means to fully measure that thing. So obviously it has to be relative in the way that we do it. My final stance on the whole thing really is that generally you can't really tell anybody how to react, but it's always around the bounds of what's harmful to you, the person, everyone involved, and the situation. And the situation. So it's like where you probably don't help qualify people's feelings or whatever, you can always, broach the reality to them. However, probably not in the same conversation as when they are venting to you. If someone's vented to me, it's not that, don't want to hear or don't go and do. More time, if a man's on violence and you tell them not to be violent, you are literally begging for violence. Yeah. This is the classic. We're out of the club.
You want it?
His name is not T-Dog. It's Tyrone. Tyrone, stop! I know him. Tyrone.
We spoke about this.
It's always, look at me. It's always the bam bam things as well. Tyrone.
Not the nicknames. not the pet names.
Because in that space, Tyrone feels like the violation that you've done is the maddest thing you could ever. Is the maddest thing he's feeling there and then, and there is nothing that you have said before to him that's going to come and then. So no, it's not time to start telling him to qualify. Do you know what I mean? Any of that, because that's not going to. That is all around. It's a very, very weird and mad one. But
so let me ask you a question then, because we're all in agreement for the first time in history. We're all in agreement.
Honestly, what a day!
As in, we're all in agreement that no one can dictate to you
how you feel,
what reaction you can take. Are we wrong then?
Are we grown or are we wrong?
We wrong? Are we wrong in that? Are we wrong in that? In that determination,
I'm gonna say no one can dictate it, but it doesn't mean you should
bang out.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that everything you feel is what you should. Do you know what? When that guy took my money, I cannot. Well, I never did anything, but the things that I went to do to him were unspeakable. I can go as far as to say, I went to look for him.
Allegedly.
Right? Allegedly. So I'm snitching on myself. Allegedly. So, and no one could have ever told me, because of how deep that was for me, no one could have ever told me that what my intention and reaction. I can come here and tell you right now that in general, the reaction would have been quite unreasonable. I never actually
hindsight.
I never took action, right? But do you know what I mean? And it's because of how deep it was to me. So yeah, cool. No one can tell you how to feel, and you know, no one can. But like, hey, common sense, man.
Yeah, it's nuanced, isn't it? I guess this is one of those awkward ones where we're both we're wrong.
What do they call it? Catch 22.
Catch 22. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I'm saying? I guess it's one of those ones where we're both right and wrong. We're coming up to a short time period. We're coming up to the time of the pod finishing. This pod flew by, innit?
Yeah.
The one thing I did want to speak on, and we'll probably speak on the next pod, was a point that you made. But the fact that about men, how we're not really encouraged to be emotionally expressive. Just what I wanted to touch on very, very quickly was, I also find it interesting, and this was created by society, and it's something that we as a culture try to reinvent nowadays, and get spoken about often. But I also find it interesting how it's decided what we are and what we're not allowed to be emotionally expressive upon. So if it's in relation, and even then it's always to a degree. So but if it's in relation to sports or something violent or aggressive, then you know what, be as emotionally expressive as you want. But
even that, not really.
Exactly.
No.
Like I said, it's all to a degree.
I mean, that we've gone on Twitter and there's like girls moaning about their boyfriend's anger about Arsenal, but like, of course they can be mad about Arsenal.
Exactly, that's why I said it's to a degree.
But that would be, because it goes back to it goes back to the categorization of emotions. So anger is a very masculine emotion, but by its allegedly.
For those listening, we've done air quotes there.
Yeah, so a man displaying angry tendencies in whatever situation, it would be deemed more acceptable. So football, that's the allegedly the norm. Allegedly.
Yeah, but the emotion that usually when like my team loses is not anger. There's anger, but what's displayed is not sort of is usually like a sort of sadness. Yeah. And like if someone does not think that action warrants my sadness, they can actually belittle it. Does that make sense?
They can what?
They can belittle it.
Oh yeah.
And then like, you know, play upon it and stuff. But like and I'm gonna say it does work both ways. And also sad to see, yeah. Some of these things benefit us way more than we're willing to admit.
No.
I mean, as men, by the way.
Because
I think that's the one disclaimer we never added. It's that there's benefit to it.
Definitely. There's benefit.
It does.
The world is the way the world is.
We live in a
allegedly because it works, or it's because it's more beneficial than it is.
Like I said, this is a long conversation,
and it's quite nuanced.
Like, honestly, like this is we're gonna pick up on another day, innit? But what did the tour and got like there's a house that you said you need to be at a certain time.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for listening. I'm not gonna say the pod.
Thank you guys for listening
because I never get it right. But thank you guys for listening. Make sure you smash that like button.
Comment, share, subscribe. You can find us at
on. I'm not doing that because I can't remember. Please continue to interact with our Insta and Twitter because we love it and appreciate you guys. You can find us at...
I'll do it.
Why can't I do it?
Alright.
Why can't I do it? No, I'm joking, I did do it because I'll probably get it wrong as well. Well,
you can find us on Instagram at unfilterpod _. Find us on Twitter at unfilterpod1. If you type on YouTube, just in a straight, no space, Unfiltered Pod, make sure that you subscribe to us on Apple Podcast. That on Spotify now there's like a rating system, guys. Please go and make sure that you give us the ratings that you feel that we deserve. Obviously it's high, isn't it? But on
leading question
Unfiltered Pod on Spotify. The followers keep going up on Spotify as well, so keep following that.
Appreciate it.
And if you've been following us, you'd notice that like we're piling up with the YouTube content now. So go and watch that.
Interact
as the guys said, smash likes. But I always like to end the outro by saying I do appreciate you listening up until this point. Thank you very much.
Soapbox for having us every time.
Big up Soapbox. Hey, listen, go and follow them. It's at Soapbox with 2 X's. on everything.
This is
the only studio to record that.
It is the only studio to record that.
In fact, let me not do it today. If I start doing PSA, you won't like me no more.
Make sure that if you enjoy this pod, that you share with your friends. You know, that you share these discussions with your your friends, your family, your dad, your mom, your uncle, your grandma, everybody. Let them add to the conversation.
Don't go give them 1 sex episode. But yeah,
don't go answer them.
I don't know about any sex episode. What pod have you been podding? Your biology sex episode.
We've never discussed sex before.
What is sex?
Me, I've never discussed sex. Ever.
No, you're even right.
So Gio has been doing sex episodes with people.
Who was that?
Man, what an amazing pod, man. We're out.